and welcome to Gleaner Online. Hi, I'm Robert Ross, Marketing Manager for Gleaner Combines, and with me today is Aaron Beyer, Marketing Product Specialist for Gleaner Combines. And we're coming to you from Heston, Kansas here on the assembly line where we are producing Gleaner Combines. So we thought we'd put together a little program for you, and we're calling it Gleaner Online, right? We're Gleaner and we're online. And we really wanted to put this out there so we could get some information out to you, our customers, and make a few new friends and some new customers as well along the way. So some of the activities that we're going to do, Aaron, we're going to be talking about events, farm shows, places that we're going to be going, things that are happening with Gleaner. And then we're going to talk from our marketing activities site. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about updates to the product. We'll have some performance tips, maintenance tips, and those types of things. And then we're going to move into, and we're going to talk about something on the Gleaner Combine in each episode that kind of makes a Gleaner what a Gleaner is and why that's important. So we're hoping to just have a little bit of fun. The goal here is to get some information out to you, our customers, and to keep you up to speed with what we're doing here at Gleaner. Because we're busy at work, right, Aaron?
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to turn this over to Aaron now, and he's going to go over some of our marketing activities, right, that we've had going, and then we'll move on to some updates and whatnot. So, Aaron, I'll turn it over to you now.
Sounds great. Thanks, Robert.
All right. Thank you.
The first thing I want to talk about is our social media accounts. You may have noticed that we've been posting Gleaner lock screens to both our Twitter and Facebook feeds to help celebrate the 100-year history of Gleaner Combines. One question came up is, how do I get that lock screen on my phone? Well, it's pretty simple. What you need to do is scroll to the picture on the Twitter or Facebook feed, select it, save that photo, and then navigate to your Photos file, and then set that as your wallpaper or your lock screen. Once you do that, you'll need to resize it a little bit, select Done, and then set as wallpaper. Once that's done, now your lock screen is now included on your iPhone or your Android. We plan on continuing to post these Gleaner lock screens on our social media accounts throughout the year, so stay tuned. Last year, we had the pleasure of demoing an S97 to the Fowler family. Jeff, Matt, and McCormick operate a seed business in Spring Valley, Minnesota, and they asked us at Farm Progress in Boone, Iowa, if they could see the machine operate in their fields. McCormick was so enamored with the machine that, heck, even I had a tough time keeping up with all the specifications and information that he was rattling off about the machine. McCormick videoed the demo and set the film to a jingle that he found about Gleaner Combines. I thought you folks might like to see that video.
Harvest with the Gleaner every day. Harvest with the Gleaner along the way. For the day will surely come when the old gray clouds are gonna hide the sun, lest you harvest with the Gleaner every day.
You'll harvest corn and wheat and beans along the way. Any kind of grain will be okay.
With a little hello when you smile will make you money all the while if you
harvest with the Gleaner every day. One thing for capacity, I'm sure you will agree. Your honest, honest dealer will help you 1, 2, 3. Service is sounds of joy even when it rains. So if the sun starts shining in your heart, here's all I have to say. Harvest with the Gleaner every day. Harvest with the Gleaner along the way. For the day will surely come when the young gray clouds are gonna hide the sun, lest you harvest with the Gleaner every day.
The good news is the Fowlers will receive their S97 Centennial Edition, a 9300 Dynaflex, and a 3300 Command Series cornhead to operate in the fields this fall. I look forward to hearing from McCormick and hearing about his first season with his Gleaner Combine.
Hey, Aaron, that is some exciting stuff
Great
that's
news,
going
right?
on, right? Yeah, out there demonstrating the combine, all the things that we're doing on social media. That's one area that we really want, we want all of you to engage in our social media. Let us know what's going on out there at your farms. We'd love to hear about it. And you know what? I'll bet if somebody wants to try out one of these new combines this fall,
Absolutely.
we'll find a way to come and see them as well, right?
It's a great experience. It's
Yes.
always fun.
Absolutely. So we go talk about some product stuff.
Sure.
All right, let's make our way to the other end of the line here,
Mhm.
and we'll check out what's new for the model year 23 combines.
Sounds great.
All
Let's
right,
go.
Let's go. All right, so Aaron, we've made our way down here. We're now in the processor assembly area, right? So here on the assembly line, we have lines that actually feed the main line. So you've got processor line, you've got the main frame line, you've got the grain tank. Anyway, we're in the processor. So here's a processor that's getting ready to go on a combine, actually, right? But I know there's a few things that we made changes to for the model year 23, Aaron. So why don't you start and walk us through what some of those changes are?
Sure. So the first place that we're going to start with is the separator drive sheave right here. Now, one of the things that we've improved on this is the retention of that sheave to the accelerator roll shaft. One of the things that we did was we increased the length of the keyway that retains that or keeps that sheave in place on the shaft itself. So lengthening that gives a more positive engagement with that shaft and with the keyway, and keeps this from moving or loosening and causing some issues down the road. Now, it's still important that we make sure we're tightening that to the correct torque, but that increased length on that keyway is going to help hold that sheave in place.
It's amazing what some simple changes can make big impacts on a machine. Right?
Big reliability improvements.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to the next part.
All right, sounds
Sure.
great. So Aaron, he got me down here on my knees to look at something, right? So what are we doing here?
So I wanted to show you another place that we've improved the reliability of the machine on the model year 23s, and that's on the accelerator roll drive gears. As we're increasing the capacity of the machine and moving more material through it, we've got the amount of stress and force on these gears has increased quite a bit. So we wanted to make sure that we made the gears as strong as possible and then also retained them as secure as possible as well. So the accelerator roll drive gears themselves, we've changed the material, it's a lot stronger, and then we've also incorporated a wedge lock to be able to secure that accelerator roll drive gear to the shaft itself. So now, not only are we securing it more quick, more dependably, but we have a stronger component to be able to handle those forces of the increased capacity of the machine.
And all these parts will work on older machines, right?
Absolutely.
So guys can update their machines if they have an issue.
Yeah, we're working on a service bulletin that'll come out pretty soon about all the parts that they need to be able to update their earlier model machines.
All right, great. So I feel like there's something else that we changed in here as well.
That's right, and that's our chopper drive shaft here.
Okay.
We've increased the diameter of the shaft here to increase the strength about 20%. Again, that's a lot more material that we're pushing through here, and we want to make sure that these components are as strong as possible to be able to handle that extra load.
Yeah. So when you think about it over the years, we've increased horsepower. We're putting bigger heads on these combines. We're harvesting crops that are higher yielding, tougher conditions. All this stuff, you got to keep investing and build that reliability into it. And this is another example of that.
Absolutely.
All right, great.
Cool.
So Aaron, I hear we're doing some work on the harnesses on this Gleaner combine. Can you tell me a little bit about what we're doing here to improve the overall reliability and performance of our Gleaner combines?
That's always the goal, right? Any type
Right.
of improvement that we make, we're trying to improve on the reliability and really dependability of the machine. And one of the things that we did is we updated the main control right harness to be able to improve or strengthen the CAN network and the communication between each of these modules. A lot of modern machinery uses a lot of CAN messages back and forth, and the more robust, the more dependable we can make that CAN network, the more reliable the machine is. So we made some really great improvements to this harness to be able to keep those machines in the field and operating.
That's a key thing with all the electronics on today's machines, right?
Correct.
Got to have good performance out of everything, even the wiring harnesses.
Absolutely.
All right, very
Let's
good.
move on.
Okay. So Aaron, we're down the line here again, and you got something else to show us here. So what are we looking at? This is kind of the neat thing about being on the line. When you want to see something specific, you can walk right up
We
to
get
it,
right to it.
So tell us what's going on here.
So we're at the engine compartment bay where they assemble the whole of the engine compartment right before they set it on the frame of the machine. And the point I wanted to make to you is that we've improved some other components related to the engine, and that's specifically the def harness. We saw on some higher hour machines that we would tend to wear through some of the coolant and def lines inside of that harness. So we wanted to make this machine, again, as reliable as possible. So we wanted to increase the amount of insulation that we had inside of this harness to prevent that rubbing or those leaks from occurring. So all of your parts books should be updated with the newer harness, and all of the machines for model year 23 will have that harness already installed.
So anybody that wants to update, right, they're able to update your current machines if you're having. We're always looking for ways to improve that reliability, right? And this is just another one of those examples.
On new combines and old as well.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. All right. So we're coming towards the end of our first episode of Gleaner Online, Aaron, and one of the things that we had talked about as part of the agenda of the show and what we're doing here was we're going to take a piece, go to one part of the Gleaner combine, and really talk about it and explain, what makes it great, what makes it a Gleaner, and how it's important to you, the customer, right? So on our next episode, we're going to talk about the mainframe of the Gleaner combine.
Sure. Yeah.
We're kind of out of time today,
Yep.
but that's where we want to focus. You're going to have to tune in next time for that episode to learn what we're going to talk about on the mainframe of the Gleaner combine.
Sure. And we want to make sure that you folks are getting the information that you need. So if you've got any questions that you'd like to see on Gleaner Online, make sure you send it through AGCO Answers or through either one of our social media accounts, either our Facebook or Twitter.
All right, and make sure that you direct message us, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the new thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. For us old guys, we're learning some new tricks here.
Always
All
a
right?
chance. Always
All
a
right.
chance.
Very good. We'll see you next time on Gleaner Online.
Thanks.
Harvest with the Gleaner every day. Harvest with the Gleaner along the way.